Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I know it's been a minute since I uploaded a vlog. We had a little break just with some wellness days for school, but I thought, it's a rainy day here in Chapel Hill, so I thought today would be a perfect day to, spill the tea. And you might be asking, Annie, what kind of tea are you going to spill? Like what kind of, secrets are you going to tell us? Like, what's going on? Well, I'm here to spill the actual tea, and that is, I'm going to tell you all why I love tea. So I actually mentioned this in my last video. I love tea. It is my beverage of choice, I guess you could say, and I just wanted to make a video about it because there are so many different health benefits to tea. There are so many different kinds of tea. There are so many ways you can drink tea, and I just wanted to make a whole video kind of explaining why I love it, why I think you should start drinking it, and yeah, so let's get started. So the first thing I want to do is tell you all a little bit as to how I got into drinking tea. So this was definitely I guess you could say recent. I started drinking tea probably freshman year of college. I never really liked it before. But I just kind of started getting into it. My roommate had a lot of tea, so I started drinking some of hers, and kind of we were joking about this the other day, we would literally put so much milk and sugar in it. It was not really tea, it was more like a sugary milk, honestly like a milkshake kind of, and it was definitely not very good for us, but that started getting me into tea, and I started learning, how certain teas could help when you had a stomach ache or were tired, and so I started learning the different teas you could drink and their different benefits or uses. So that's when it really started, and honestly just over the past, 3 years, I have just fallen in love with it, and it is my go-to beverage. I have never been a coffee girl, so tea is what I drink to get my caffeine. And it's kind of funny, actually, my Nana is a huge tea drinker, so I think maybe loving tea may be in my blood a little bit. But yeah, so that's kind of my background as to how I got into tea, and just over the past few years I've kind of learned more and more about it and started trying different teas, and kind of I feel like I go through phases with what teas I really like. But yeah, so that's kind of a little bit of my background. So now to touch on the different benefits of teas. So each tea has its own benefits, and there's different kind of bases to tea. So you have your green tea, you have herbal tea, you have black tea, kind of bases of tea, and there's more than that. And then teas can have so many different flavors. You can have black tea can consist of oolong tea or Earl Grey tea or English breakfast tea. Each kind of broader category has different flavors. Depending on the brand, they may add little extra flavors into there. There's literally endless possibilities with tea. So, I feel like everyone can find something they like with tea, a flavor that they enjoy. And yeah, so I know for a fact, and I'll put a few graphics up on the screen that I have found over the years on Pinterest that I kind of like to reference when, I'm looking for a tea for a certain purpose. But, for me, green tea is something I drink a lot. And green tea, is really good for your metabolism. It's good for overall weight loss. It's natural energy. So those are some of the main benefits of green tea. In terms of peppermint, there's peppermint tea and ginger tea to drink when you're having nausea or an upset stomach. You can drink lavender or chamomile tea to help you when you need to go to bed. Some brands make a sleepy time tea. There's literally so many different benefits, and the charts kind of say it even further. I'm no expert obviously, but because tea is so natural, it's made from tea leaves and all these extra extracts and stuff, it's really beneficial for you. I don't want to say, oh, it's a proven fact that it's better for you than coffee, but in terms of getting natural energy, it's definitely better for that. And it definitely probably won't upset your stomach as much as coffee can. And like I said before, there's different ways you can drink tea. You can have it make it an iced tea. You can just have it on its own hot. You can add milk to it. You can add sugar. You can have a tea latte, chai tea lattes, matcha lattes. Those are really big. I love them both. You can get them at Starbucks or local coffee shops. There's so many different ways to drink it, and I think that's what's so cool too, and even, we live in the South, good old sweet tea, that counts too. So yeah. I'm gonna show you all a little bit, I guess you kind of like, here's my tea collection, and then also I'm going to just show you some of my favorite teas and kind of just talk about them a little more, kind of like when I drink them, kind of like my tea drinking routine, because I definitely have at least one, probably 2 cups of tea a day. So first I'm going to show you all, I actually got this for Christmas at TJ Maxx, but this is like a little tea holder, so I keep some basic teas in here. So my go-to everyday first thing in the morning tea is the Big Glow green tea with lemon. And so I love this tea. I have the one with caffeine in it. You can get caffeine-free tea, you know, for really any type. But I like the caffeine in it, and it's really good just to have kind of first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. It's good for your metabolism, and I just like to have this first thing. And I like to get it with the lemon because it just, you know, some people will add actual lemon into their tea, but this, you know, just already does it for you. And then, so that's something I always have first thing in the morning. And then I actually currently have this one tea too that is called Miracle Tree Tea, or it's Morning Organic Superfood Tea, Honey and Vanilla. And so this tea is something you can also have in the morning if you know, want something a little that's not green tea. So that's another one. And then usually after I have a cup of green tea, I like to have a little bit more of a, I guess a darker tea, so a black tea, and that has a little more caffeine. So my go-to lately has been the Tazo Awake English Breakfast Tea. So I just really like the taste of this, and I will add a little bit of milk to it, usually almond milk. And it just tastes really good. You know, gotta drink it like the Brits drink it. But another go-to for in terms of a black tea is I love any chai tea. Definitely prefer to like get a chai tea versus make it on my own. I feel like I can just never like get it to taste the same, but that's another go-to. And then in terms of, I feel like I don't really drink tea as much like in the middle of the day, but if I'm gonna have like a pick-me-up, I usually go for a green tea. But I really like to drink tea at night too, you know, to kind of wind down. So one tea I've done before is the Puka Detox Tea. And so this tea is kind of meant to just have at the end of the day is like literally like a detox for your system. So I like this one. And then to show you all 2 other teas that I love to drink at night, I really love the Trader Joe's Organic Peppermint Herbal Tea. Like I've said before, peppermint tea is really good for nausea because peppermint overall is good for nausea. So, but I also just like to have peppermint kind of, you know, at the end of the day, like almost as like a refresher, just kind of like toothpaste almost. Sounds a little silly, but I really love the Trader Joe's one. Yeah, so I have that. And then another bedtime one, I mentioned this earlier, is the Sleepy Time Tea. And so this is Sleepy Time Extra. And it's a blend of, it has chamomile in it and then just some other herbs in it. And it's like a natural sleep. It has valerian, which is also a natural sleep aid. So I like to drink this a lot, especially if I really want to wind down and maybe feel a little restless. These are both great teas to have at night, and honestly just having like a hot beverage at the end of the day, especially now that it's allergy season, I just find it to be so beneficial. Okay, so now I'm actually going to show you all how to make a tea latte at home. So I just wanted to give you all, you know, teach you all a little something, kind of my go-to tea drink. So let's roll the clip of that. Okay, so to start, you're going to fill up your kettle, and then you're just going to boil your water and then pick out your tea. So I'm using Awake English Breakfast Tea, and then just get that ready. And then once the water is done boiling, you're just going to pour that, and then you're going to let it steep for however long you want. Usually like 3 to 5 minutes is a good amount of time. And so while we're doing that, we are going to get our milk aside, and I like to froth my milk, so I'm pouring that in a cup, and then I'm adding a little bit of vanilla extract just to give it a little flavor, and then you're going to whisk that. I have a handheld whisk, so you can just use whatever you have, and I also like to use almond milk. And then I get some ice, and I pour my tea in that just because I like it iced. And then you can also put the leftover tea in the fridge to cool, and then I add some extra milk, and then I add the frothed milk on top, and there you have it. So I hope you all enjoyed getting to see my little version on a tea latte, and if you try it out, let me know. So for the last portion of this video, I wanted to show you all a subscription box that I get. So I mentioned this in my last video as well, actually, but I every month get a subscription box from the brand Sips By, and they do monthly tea subscription boxes, so it's really cool on their website. They have you take out I guess it's like take a quiz of sorts, you know, with you list your preferences for tea, like different teas you want to try, and so they send you personalized tea every month. I actually just got my box for March, and I haven't opened it yet. It's honestly been hard not to open it, but I wanted to open it with you all, just to kind of show you, like, you know, I'm still learning what teas I like, and this is a really fun treat for me every month to get. And you know, if you're interested in trying out some tea, I definitely would recommend, you know, either just honestly going to your local grocery store and just picking out some teas that sound interesting to you, or Sips By is a great resource because you only get like a few packets of each, so then you're not committed to buying like a whole box of tea. I promise this isn't sponsored. I'm not at that level yet, but I just wanted to share this with you all. So let's look inside. So this, it's really cool. It comes with like a little sheet of paper that describes all the teas you have, which is nice. So it looks like the first one we got are called Chocolate Earl Grey Sips by Tea Drops. So they look like this. So they're literally like little like drops of tea, like kind of like they've been like hardened together. And it says they're high caffeine, and there's a bold combination is great for Earl Grey and chocolate lovers alike. Magically brew up a cup with the flavor and benefits of loose leaf tea without the waste or mess of steeping. So yeah, that's another thing to note is you can either get like tea packets or loose leaf tea. I'm definitely more of a fan of packets because when you have loose leaf tea, you have to get little like things to put them in. So this is the first flavor I got. So that is very exciting. And then the second flavor I got is called Dandelion Mocha Mint, and it says it is caffeine free, so it'll let you know like if it's caffeine free or not. So this is what it looks like, and yeah, it's basically roasted cacao powder and peppermint leaves mixed with dark coffee notes of chicory and dandelion roots for a divine blend that helps with digestion, gut health, and inflammation. So cool. This is the next one I got, and it's cool also on the sheet they tell you one bag or drop per like whatever, however much water, the temperature you should boil it at, which is not, I don't think is that big a deal, and then how long you should steep it for. And then the next one I got is called Endurance. So that is, looks like it is this one. Very interesting. And this Endurance tea, it's caffeine free as well, and it says this invigorating citrus blend is made with organic Western, I don't know how to say one of these words, but it's recommended for athletes, moms on the go, or for the all-night study session. So that is cool. And then the last tea I got is called the Peachy One by New Forest Tea Company. So it looks like this, and it says it has high caffeine, and it's a delicious tea experience awaits with this combination of finest Ceylon tea blended with succulent peach and apricot. Try it iced on a warm day. So yeah, so that is what I got, and this is just like kind of what the box, I don't want to spill it, but this is what the box looks like overall. So super cute, and just like a fun way if you love tea to try out new teas. And then with these teas you get, you can obviously then, you know, go to those companies' websites, purchase, you know, more of the tea, or even Sips By, I think you can purchase through their website as well. So yeah. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I just, you know, wanted to talk about this quote-unquote passion of mine. Yeah, I've just been wanting to talk about tea a lot because I feel like there's a lot of benefits to it. I feel like tea sometimes, you know, people don't, I don't know, some people think it's like an old lady's drink, or just, you know, don't really understand all about it, and I just want to kind of advocate for tea out there. So I hope you all enjoyed, and yeah, so make sure to like or comment, you know, if you try any of these teas out, or if you love tea as well, let me know, and I'll see you all next week in my next video. Bye!